Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something real tonight. The world we live in is loud. Everybody is talking. Everybody is posting. Everybody wants credit before the work is finished. But hear me clearly, 2026 will reward those who work in silence. Not the ones who announce every move, not the ones who complain the most, but the ones who show up every day when nobody is watching. See, most people want success, but very few people want the process. Everybody loves the spotlight, but they hate the darkness where growth actually happens. And let me tell you something about that darkness. It's not there to stop you. It's there to shape you. God does his best work in private, when you're alone, when you're tired, when nobody is clapping for you. Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about something people never truly understand. Success does not arrive with fanfare. It does not come with applause, likes, or recognition. The world wants instant results. People want to see the glory first, but real success is built quietly, away from the eyes of the crowd. The seeds of greatness are planted in silence, nurtured with effort, and only bloom when the time is right. Most people fail because they are too busy seeking attention instead of putting in the work where it matters. The truth is, the loudest people are often the least prepared, and the ones who talk the rarely achieve what they claim to desire. Think about it. Every successful person you admire has a story behind the spotlight that no one saw. Steve Jobs, Oprah Winfrey, Michael Jordan, they all spent years grinding in silence, building skills, and enduring failures without broadcasting every step. While the world was distracted by noise, they were focused on mastery. They didn't seek validation. They didn't measure their progress by likes or praise. They worked consistently, quietly, and with intention. That is the difference between someone who reaches their dreams and someone who stays stuck dreaming. Silence is not weakness. Silence is preparation. Silence is where transformation happens. Many of us fail to understand the power of unseen effort. We want to post every little success, share every minor accomplishment, and constantly update the world on our journey. But here's the harsh reality. When you do that, you expose yourself to judgment, distraction, and criticism. Noise consumes energy. Talking about your goals won't get them closer. Acting on them will. True progress is measured not by how loud you announce it, but by the growth you accumulate privately. When you work in silence, your energy goes into building, learning, and improving. And when it finally emerges for the world to see, it is powerful, undeniable, and authentic. Think of silence as the fertile soil where your dreams take root. In the quiet, you discover who you really are, what you are capable of, and how far you can go without the applause of others. You confront your weaknesses, develop discipline, and push yourself beyond limits that no one else can measure. The public only sees the fruit, the final success, but the journey, the struggle, and the preparation remain unseen. And that's how it should be. If everything was visible, if every step was shared, the value of the final achievement would diminish. What makes triumph sweet is the mystery of the work behind it, the silent persistence that no one noticed, the countless hours invested when no one was watching. In today's world, people confuse noise for progress. Social media tells us that if it isn't posted, it doesn't exist. But real life doesn't work like that. Your growth is private until it's undeniable. When you dedicate yourself to working silently, you learn patience. You learn resilience. You learn that not everyone will believe in you. And that's okay, because belief from others is temporary while your skills, your discipline, and your knowledge are permanent. Every great achievement started as an unseen effort. Every empire, every breakthrough, every inspiring story has a foundation built quietly, in patience, in discipline, in unseen toil. And let me remind you, silence is not empty. Silence is preparation. Silence is focus. Silence is sharpening your mind and your abilities so that when the moment comes, you are ready to shine brighter than anyone imagined. It is the silent work that commands respect when finally revealed. While others waste time seeking attention, you are building the future that will leave them in awe. Remember this: the louder you shout before your time, the less impact your success will have. The quieter you build, the stronger your breakthrough will be. If you want 2026 to be the year that awards you embrace silence now, work when nobody is watching, learn when nobody is praising, grow when nobody is noticing. Your efforts, your discipline, and your silent persistence are far more valuable than any immediate recognition. Trust the process. Trust the quiet. Your time will come, and when it does, it will be worth every silent moment you invested. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get real about something most people get wrong. Everyone talks about motivation. Get motivated, stay motivated, find motivation. But let me tell you, motivation is temporary. It's like a spark that lights a fire, but it doesn't keep the fire burning. You can feel motivated one day, excited about your goals, and the next day it's gone. Life doesn't wait for motivation to show up, and success doesn't either. What actually carries you through hard days, the long nights, and the challenges that test your willpower is discipline. Discipline is the engine that runs when motivation leaves. Discipline is what separates dreamers from achievers. Discipline is what turns intentions into results. Think about it. Motivation is emotional. It depends on how you feel. Some days you feel good, you feel energetic, and motivation drives you forward. Other days you feel tired, frustrated, or discouraged, and suddenly motivation is nowhere to be found. If you rely on feelings to achieve your goals, you'll never finish what you start. You need something stronger, something consistent works even when you don't feel like it. That's discipline. Discipline doesn't care about your mood. Discipline doesn't care about whether it's convenient. Discipline shows up every single day, rain or shine, tired or energized. That is how progress is made. That is how 2026 will reward you. Let me give you a simple example. Every successful person you admire, Steve Harvey, Dwayne Johnson, Oprah, didn't wait to feel motivated every day. They created routines, they held them schedules, they held themselves accountable, and they did the work regardless of how they felt. Motivation was there sometimes, but discipline was there all the time. When motivation fades, discipline carries the load. Discipline ensures that you keep learning, keep growing, keep moving forward, even when nobody is watching. Motivation is a visitor, discipline is a resident. And if you want to succeed, you need to become a resident of discipline. Here's another truth. Discipline builds trust in yourself. When you follow through consistently, when you do what you said you would do even when it's hard, you start believing in your own abilities. You stop waiting for the world to cheer for you because you know you are capable. You start making progress silently, steadily, and powerfully. Motivation might get you excited, but discipline gives you results. Results that nobody can argue with, results that speak for themselves. Discipline turns your dreams into a reality, and that's exactly what will make 2026 your year. Now, let me warn you, discipline is not easy. It requires sacrifice. It requires delaying pleasure, ignoring distractions, and sometimes doing what you don't want to do. It means waking up early when others are sleeping, working when others are relaxing, and keeping your eyes on the long-term prize when the short-term world tempts you to quit. That is hard work, but that is also the work that rewards you silently. Motivation may give you a temporary push, but discipline carries the momentum for life. The best part is this: discipline creates habits. Habits are what make success automatic. When you are disciplined every day, eventually your actions become routine. You no longer have to think about whether to work or not. It becomes natural. Motivation doesn't give you habits. Motivation gives you excuses when it fades. Discipline, however, builds a foundation so strong that no obstacle can shake it. And that is why discipline matters more than motivation. If you want a different life in 2026, You need to stop waiting for motivation to show up and start building discipline now. Discipline is quiet, consistent, and relentless. Motivation is loud, fleeting, and unreliable. You want long-term success. You want real transformation. Then make discipline your friend, your habit, and your lifestyle. Every small step you take consistently is a victory. Every day you show up, even when you don't feel like it, is a triumph. And when 2026 comes, it will reward you not for how motivated you felt, but for how disciplined you stayed. Most people think success comes from showing off, announcing every move, or seeking attention for their efforts. They believe that if the world knows what they are doing, doors will open automatically. But here's the truth: God honors consistency, not noise. He rewards those who quietly put in the work day after day, even when nobody notices. He looks at the dedication and the faithfulness to the process, not at the loud declarations or constant boasting. Consistency is the silent force that shapes destiny, builds character, and attracts real opportunities, while noise often leads to distractions, mistakes, and shallow results. Consistency means showing up even when it's hard. It means doing the work when nobody is cheering or watching. It means keeping your focus on long-term results rather than seeking instant gratification or immediate validation. Noise, on the other hand, gives the illusion of progress. People who are always talking about their goals, posting updates, and seeking approval often confuse visibility with growth. True growth is invisible at first. It happens in the background, quietly, patiently, without applause. God sees that work. Even if the world does it in ways that create lasting impact, every great success story has consistency as its foundation. The athletes who win championships, the entrepreneurs who build empires, and the leaders who inspire millions, they all achieve greatness because they refused to quit, because they committed to small, daily actions over time. They didn't wait for recognition. They didn't rely on others to validate their effort. They trusted the process, stayed disciplined, and kept moving forward regardless of external noise. That is the principle of divine favor. Effort done consistently in silence is honored, often in ways that surpass imagination. Consistency also creates trust within yourself. When you follow through on your promises to yourself every day, you begin to believe that you are capable of achieving more than you ever thought possible. It builds confidence, strengthens your resolve, and forms habits that lead to mastery. Noise, however, is fleeting. It may get attention for a moment, but it cannot build skill, resilience, or real results. God rewards what endures, what perseveres, what is faithfully repeated over time. Your actions, repeated day after day, matter far more than your words or social validation. It's also important to understand that consistency doesn't mean perfection. You will stumble, you will face setbacks, and you will experience failures. But the key is to get up again, to continue moving forward without making excuses. Even small, consistent steps compound into extraordinary results over time. God honors those who rise after falling, those who persist when giving up seems easier, those who focus on the process rather than the applause. Noise cannot do this. And noise cannot sustain effort. Noise cannot weather adversity. Only consistency can. Many people struggle because they are impatient. They expect results too quickly and become frustrated when immediate rewards don't appear. They look at others who are seemingly successful and question why their own effort isn't recognized. The problem is they focus on visibility rather than value. God honors value created through consistency. Every act of discipline, every hour of focused work, every step taken quietly toward a goal is stored as potential that will manifest at the right time. Noise cannot store value. Only action done faithfully can. Consistency also attracts opportunities. When people see someone who's reliable, disciplined, and committed over time, doors begin to open naturally. Mentors notice, collaborators trust, and life begins to reward persistence. God moves in mysterious ways, but he always aligns opportunities with those who demonstrate steady effort. The loudest voices may capture attention for a moment, but it is the steady, consistent ones who ultimately leave a legacy, who build empires, and who are remembered. Most people spend their lives looking for shortcuts. They blame circumstances, blame other people, blame luck, and make excuses for why they haven't reached their potential. But the reality is this: your future is determined by your habits, not your excuses. Every choice you make, every action you repeat, and every routine you build shapes the person you become tomorrow. Excuses are temporary distractions. Habits are permanent architects of your destiny. You can talk all you want about wanting success, wanting wealth, wanting respect, but unless your daily habits align with those goals, nothing will change. Habits are small, repeated actions that compound over time. They may seem insignificant in the moment, but their impact is enormous. Reading for 30 minutes a day, waking up early consistently, dedicating time to learning, practicing your skills, showing discipline in your work, these are the habits that determine your future. Excuses, on the other hand, are like thieves. They steal your time, energy, and focus. They make you feel comfortable in mediocrity while you wonder why others are moving ahead. Every time you give in to an excuse, you push your future further away. Every time you commit to a habit, you bring your dreams closer. Think about it. If you want success, you have to build habits that support it. If you want health, you need habits that strengthen your body and mind. If you want wealth, you need habits that manage money wisely, grow skills, and create value. No amount of wishing or complaining will replace the power of consistent habits. Excuses may make you feel justified today, but they don't create results tomorrow. The person who succeeds is not the one with the best intentions or the loudest voice. It's the one with the daily discipline to do what others won't. Habits are not glamorous. They don't often give instant rewards or recognition. They require patience, focus, and repetition. But over time, they shape character, build resilience, and generate momentum that no external force can stop. Excuses, on the other hand, are loud and convincing, but they never produce anything of lasting value. They are temporary comforts that hide your potential from yourself. The problem with excuses is that they feel good in the short term, but they rob you of long-term results. Habits might be uncomfortable, demanding, or boring at first, but they create outcomes that last a lifetime. Consistency in your habits is key. It's not about doing something once or twice. It's about showing up every day, even when you don't feel like it. Your habits determine how you react in moments of challenge. They define your discipline when motivation fades. They shape your response to failure, setbacks, and distractions. Excuses will try to convince you to quit, to take the easy route, to settle for less. Habits will guide you to push harder, stay committed, and improve incrementally. Over time, the person you become through your habits will reflect exactly the effort you invested in them. Your future is also a reflection of your environment and the people you allow to influence your habits. Surround yourself with those who encourage growth, discipline, and positive routines. Avoid those who normalize excuses, procrastination, and negativity. Your habits are contagious. Consistency in your personal growth and routines will naturally elevate you above the crowd that depends on excuses to justify stagnation. At the end of the day, no one else is responsible for your future. Excuses won't build it, and complaints won't create it. Only your habits can. Small, repeated actions compounded over time create transformation. What you do daily is far more important than what you say or wish for. If you want a successful 2026, start by examining your habits today. Replace excuses with action. Replace distractions with focus. Replace inconsistency with repetition. Your future is in your hands, and it will reflect the habits you practice, not the excuses you make. People often think that success comes with recognition, praise, or applause. They work hard for a little while achieve something, and immediately seek validation. But real achievement doesn't come from instant recognition. It comes from relentless effort, especially when nobody is watching. The sooner you understand this truth, the faster you will rise above the crowd. Delaying applause means you focus on results instead of attention. It means you prioritize growth, skill, and preparation over popularity. The world may not notice your early efforts, but that is exactly where the power lies. While others chase applause, you are building the foundation that makes applause meaningful. Effort is more important than recognition. Too many people quit because they aren't getting the praise they expected. They stop working because nobody is cheering them on. The problem is, if you depend on applause to continue, you will never reach your potential. The key to success is to work harder when nobody is watching, to push further when nobody is praising, and to keep grinding even when the world doesn't notice. Every step you take quietly today will amplify your achievements tomorrow. Applause delayed is effort multiplied. The longer you invest silently, the greater the payoff when it finally arrives. Think about the people you admire most. Their early work was probably unseen, unrecognized, and unappreciated. They didn't quit because nobody celebrated their progress. They didn't stop because the world ignored them. They continued working, practicing, and improving. That's why when the time came, they exploded onto the scene with undeniable results. Delaying applause isn't about discouragement, it's about preparation. It's about understanding that what truly matters is what you build, not how quickly others notice it. The world loves noise, but noise rarely produces results. People who demand recognition early often burn out quickly because they depend on external validation. Real achievers know that effort done consistently, without expectation of applause, creates lasting success. You may feel invisible for a while. You may feel like nobody cares. That's good. That means you are working in the quiet, developing resilience, and focusing on what really matters. The delayed applause will eventually arrive, and when it does, it will be far more powerful because it comes after real, undeniable effort. Effort compounded over time is unstoppable. Every extra hour you put into learning, every additional practice session, every step taken beyond the minimum, these are the investments that build a strong future. While others chase attention or seek shortcuts, you are creating something lasting. This is the essence of delayed applause. You do not work for temporary praise. You work for permanent transformation. You prepare quietly. You grind consistently, and the recognition will follow naturally. By delaying the applause, you focus on what truly matters: results, skill, and impact. One of the biggest challenges people face is impatience. They want instant gratification, instant recognition, instant reward. But life does not work that way. Effort that is rushed, performed for applause, or done half-heartedly is often wasted. The work that counts is the work done in silence, with persistence, and with commitment to excellence. The longer you focus on effort instead of applause, the stronger your foundation becomes. When your time comes, the world will not just notice you, it will respect you, because you built something meaningful, something undeniable, something that could not have been achieved without persistence. So, when you feel tempted to seek validation too early, remind yourself, delay the applause, increase the effort, put in more hours, work harder, and refine your craft. The noise of recognition may come later, but by then you will be ready to receive it fully. You will have built more than the world expected. You will have grown more than you realized. And the applause, when it finally comes, will be powerful, deserved, and unforgettable. Many people wait for opportunity to knock on their door. They hope for the right timing, the right connection, or the right luck to appear. They believe that chance favors them without any effort. But the truth is, opportunity doesn't come to those who wait. It comes to those who are prepared. Preparation attracts opportunity. The more you invest in yourself, your skills, your knowledge, and your mindset, the more doors open naturally. When you are ready, the universe has no choice but to meet you with opportunity. But if you are unprepared, no amount of luck or wishing will bring success. Preparation is more than just planning. It's about consistent action, learning, and growth. It's about refining your abilities so that when a chance comes, you can seize it confidently. Most people ignore preparation because it requires effort without immediate reward. They want excitement and instant results, but they forget that the foundation for every great achievement is built in quiet preparation. Opportunity is attracted to competence, skill, and readiness. Those who are consistent in their preparation notice that doors begin to open naturally, while those who are unprepared remain stuck, waiting for a break that never arrives. Think about successful people you admire. They didn't get lucky by accident. They prepared for years, honing their craft, learning from mistakes, and staying disciplined. When an opportunity finally came, they didn't have to scramble or guess what to do. They were ready. They had invested so much time and effort into preparation that the chance wasn't intimidating. It was a natural step. Opportunity doesn't just favor the brave, it favors the prepared. Preparation gives you confidence, clarity, and the ability to act decisively. One of the biggest mistakes people make is thinking that preparation is optional. They wait for the perfect moment or for someone to guide them. But the perfect moment rarely comes. Those who prepare in advance create their own perfect moment. Preparation builds momentum. It allows you to respond quickly when opportunities arise instead of panicking or hesitating. The more prepared you are, the more doors you can recognize as opportunities. When you are ready, you see possibilities where others see problems. You act where others hesitate. You move while others remain stagnant. Preparation also develops resilience. When challenges appear, a prepared person can adapt, adjust, and overcome. They have skills, knowledge, and experience to navigate difficult situations. Those who wait for luck or external help often crumble under pressure because they haven't invested in their own readiness. Opportunity rarely comes without obstacles, and without preparation, obstacles become barriers instead of stepping stones. Preparation equips you to handle setbacks and transform challenges into growth. Consistency in preparation is crucial. It is not about doing a little bit here and there. It is about deliberate, continuous effort. Every skill learned, every habit formed, every extra hour spent preparing compounds over time. Even small, consistent actions add up to major advantages. While others are distracted, inconsistent, or uncommitted, your preparation sets you apart. When opportunity finally arrives, you will be the one standing ready, capable, and confident, while others scramble to catch up. Ultimately, preparation attracts opportunity because it positions you to succeed when moments of chance appear. It ensures that when the world calls, you answer with competence and excellence. Waiting for luck is passive. Preparation is active. Waiting for recognition is uncertain. Preparation is certain. Opportunity is attracted to those who are ready to receive it, not to those who wish it would appear. If you want 2026 to reward you, you must invest in yourself now. Prepare, refine, and strengthen your abilities because every hour spent preparing increases the likelihood that when opportunity knocks, you won't just answer, you'll dominate.